You're such an asshole.
AssholeConsulting.com. A young man writes, Aaron, I'd appreciate it if you decided to do a video to keep me anonymous. Anyway, I'm a 28-year-old pain in the ass millennial. I'm married with a 26-year-old wife and 1-year-old daughter. We run a small town in Indiana, just outside of a liberal town with a large university. Currently work a 9-to-5 office job doing geographic information systems, as well as working 2 nights as a cashier at a grocery store. In turn, my wife stays home with our daughter and works 3 Saturdays a month at a place. The arrangement seems to work well. My wife has only about $15,000 in student loan debt, which we are getting paid off reasonably well. We both own our cars and I have no debt. Go ahead and make an editorial comment if you want. No, that's fine. I mean, only 15 grand in debt, that's great. What did she do that she's working that part-time? Why should say this is I know the women, and this has nothing to do with your particular situation. I know women face this paradox where, okay, it's best young to have my children while young, and then if we can, stay at home, take care of the kids, live on one income, pay very little in taxes. Kids come up better rear. Oh, but what if my husband's a scumbag? What if I divorce him? Now I have no skills. But there's got to be a way, like, ladies, don't go to college where you're only going to work 3 days a month, have student loans, and then just go have a kid. Again, ladies, engineering, accounting, the trades, it's not like you're going to lose your ability to do accounting or welding. It isn't. And then you graduate at 22, you're still very young that you can have kids healthily. And then if your husband's a scumbag or you want a divorce, then you got to trade in the skill to fall back upon. But this, never mind. I'm beating that horse has been beat, and if people aren't going to get that, I guess, hey, Aaron, are you still trying to help women close the wage gap? Yeah, I guess I am. You stupid idiot. Never mind, ladies. Follow your heart and the money will follow. And by the way, go into a crap load of debt to do it. However, my wife and my family both live back in Kentucky, where we met in college, and sometimes I really just wonder if it would be easier if we could live closer than 3 hours away. My wife grew up and went to college less than an hour from her family. My parents grew up the same way, but I was born when we moved away. My wife grew up and went to college less than an hour from my family. My parents grew up the same way, but when I was born, we moved away, and I spent my childhood in North Carolina and Kentucky, having to go back to Wisconsin to visit the rest of my family. My lease is going to be up in March, and here in Indiana, hardly anyone lets you rent less than a year at a time. I've been desperately... You can't find a month-to-month place, really? I've been desperately applying for jobs back in Kentucky to no avail. I also just feel so tired being a libertarian and being surrounded by liberals in my 2 workplaces all the time. Yeah, but that's going to be no matter where you are at your age, unless you're, like, in a truly masculine place. But, yeah, I mean, if you're going to be living in... they're all over. Also, my parents who raised me to be an independent thinker most of my life seem to have become more stridently Democrat in the past 5 years, so they don't feel like the rock of advice they used to be, and it's kind of disappointing. By this age, you could still take your parental advice, but you should know what you should and should not do. And as always, as I pointed out with learning auto mechanics, for wherever your parents fail to provide you advice and wisdom, Daddy YouTube is there. The internet is there. You're not stuck in some town where the only sources of wisdom are your teachers and your parents, who at the age you look back, they're like 29, 30. They didn't know much of all jack all either. You have plenty now of wisdom there on the internet. Wise sages like Rollo, Average Married Man's Guide to Sex, Wealth, and a Happy Marriage, Alex Peck. Got the old Capmeister here for financial things. So there are places out there, so it's not like your parents are really necessary in that regard. My wife's family are old school conservative Republicans, so I don't 100% fit in with them either. But every social gathering I seem to get along well. So I guess I'm trying to decide if it's crazy to want to lay down roots a little closer to my family, or should I be satisfied where I am? Am I trying too hard to make things happen for myself? Should one bring up their family close to their extended family? Or is that too old-fashioned? Thanks for your videos. They're good, and I hope this email wasn't too long and you were doing well. Okay, on in general and on theory, principally speaking, I do believe there is a benefit, not necessary though. There is a benefit to having your family all nearby. Grandparents can watch over the kids, giving you and wifey poo a respite and a chance to go out. Heck, just to go have a drink. Nieces and nephews, aunts and uncles are always around. You know, and I think the more family members the kids have participating in their life, the better. And I know, I kind of saw this. You know, I got my little nieces, and I love hanging out with them. And they think I'm pretty cool too. Of course, they don't know me that well. When they become teenagers, they'll want to have nothing to do with anybody. But in general, I'm for that. Is that worth changing your life and moving out of Indiana? Not really. But it doesn't sound like you got much going on in Indiana right now either. It's not like you're terribly wedded to the place. So let me do this real quick, because this would be does Indiana have local income tax? That's what I want to find out, because I know you guys in the Ohio Valley love to have authorized at the state level, though revenue is used to both fundamental and loan. The state of Indiana's income tax for primary, most state level income is a sales tax of 7% flat. Does your city have local income tax rates? Oh wow, local income tax rates in Indiana. Look at this. You guys pay a county income tax rate of anywhere between 0.10 or 0.1 to what, 3%? Cass County? Oh, screw this. Local income. So you gotta file a local income tax. Now does Kentucky have a local income tax? Alabama, Arkansas, Indiana. Oh, Kentucky does. And that looks like it's based on county as well. What the hell is wrong with you Ohio Valley states? Why do you have local income taxes? Just do a gas tax or sales tax. You poor people don't have to fill out a form. Okay, so it's kind of a draw there. But here's what fine. There's nothing wrong with wanting to raise your family closer to family. You can hang out with whatever family members you want, depending on how much you get along with them. But in your particular situation, you're going to need a job in Kentucky. That's the other thing. You're going to need a job. So I would start really looking hard for month-by-month places to rent, or maybe a 6-month lease or something like that. So if you got to split and leave Dodge, you can, you're not too much out rental money. But you're going to need a job. You're going to need a job out there in Kentucky to apply. The other thing I'd say, Kentucky's just a little bit warmer than Indiana. I know Indiana goes all the way down to the point, but I'm assuming if you live in the north, Kentucky's a little bit nicer weather-wise. But yeah, in Neville I would, but don't pull up the roots you've established now that are supporting you to maybe go find a job down in Kentucky. That's you need to find a job in Kentucky. And it's got to be one that's going to support your family, because your wife is going to also find a job like that. Or she might find a job quicker than you find a job, but if she's going to be the stay-at-home mom, that's not going to be enough to survive. So, yes, in general, I'm for going ahead and moving closer to family. But right now, in your particular situation, yeah, sure, go ahead and do it, but you got to find a job first. And so let me just double check. And if you're going to move to Kentucky, try and find a place where it's not near a liberal city or liberal university. That's probably why you're running into such leftists. Is you're by La La Land. You're near a university. 15,000. Yeah, and you're making great progress financially, paying off the student loans. Oh. Lease is going to be up in March. Desperately applying for jobs, no avail. Yeah, that's your, what do they call it? The critical path in project management or supply chain management. That's on your Gantt chart. Your critical path is finding a job in Kentucky. So if you don't have that, this is all academic. But yeah, I'm generally for it, but it's not vital. But here's the other thing: don't move next door, because then your grandparents are always over there harassing you about. you maybe want to be 40 minutes to an hour away. Because sometimes it's just like, oh my God, I was like, get the hell out of here. All right, that's it. You guys got questions? The old captain's got answers. ASOLconsulting.com. I will always give family advice, even though I have none myself. That's a great way to get advice from somebody who's never had children. Lives far away from home. All right, that's it. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.